My name is Ehab Aboud. I'm a principal solution engineer. So in the last 12 months, multi-location brands have probably missed out on a lot of the AI shift. In 2026, we're seeing more of them shift at the moment, but 2025, 2024, that's where we should have expected a lot of them to make that massive shift. But there's a big gap in data still. So they really, really want to impact the world of AI. They really need to fill in the data. And we've just seen over the last decade or so that hasn't been the case. So it just needs to grow from there. First is making sure that you are adhering to guidelines. If you're not adhering to guidelines, that doesn't mean that your edits are not going to make it through. It just means you might get suspended later on, and that's a headache that you haven't planned for, you haven't budgeted for. Second issue, less so much of an issue, but more so just a piece, like a gap that they've missed, is not enough photos and videos and knowledge about the space. And the third issue is not replying to your customers and engaging with your customers. That's such an issue that we've seen all of the time, and you're really missing a trick there. A lot of people even start arguing with customers in the replies, and that's not how you do it. So in the customer journey, we've been talking a lot about the AI being the new front door. Well, Google Business Profiles, for the longest time, they've been considered your shop window. So if AI is the front door, it's the thing that's letting you through that shop digitally, online. That's where you've got things like the commerce protocol that are now enabling people to actually transact and shop within AI and not just chat and do research and ask for help or even a therapist. You're actually going to buy the thing that you want to buy. So the biggest signals that help businesses surface in tools like AI, Google Search, Maps, etc. Let's first focus on content. That's internally generated content. People aren't creating good enough content. Even your existing content just needs to be optimized for AI. You don't have to create slop. And then there's all the external content, the buzz, what everyone else is talking about. You can start influencing that as well. We've seen clients even start commercializing those conversations once they find different outlets that are mentioning them that they've never even heard of, but they're basically getting lots of influence. And then maybe there's a community marketing element as well. Today, here at Compass, community marketing was mentioned, but I think the biggest voice in community marketing I've heard of is Aboud, who runs Women Tech SEO, a good friend of ours. She's been doing it for many, many years, and she talks about it all the time, and that's probably going to be the biggest shift in marketing, at least for the next few years, really. So the biggest gap I see between strong, optimized local brands and weak ones really sits in the data. It's not the sexiest thing. A lot of people want the influence, they want to get on the gram, they want to capture the audience, but the thing is, they can do as much of that as they can. If they can't direct their customers to a transaction, to a local store, to their cafe, they're not going to be able to create that bridge, and you need to have those foundations. The same works with advertising. For many, many years, people thought they need to put millions and millions in PPC. How about you get your foundations right and then go to PPC if you've got a highly competitive market? We're in Loughborough today. There isn't a lot of competition from a lot of businesses. Just get your foundations right. You're probably going to be the most popular in this town/city. I don't know if it's a city or a town, but yeah. So good content inventory in GEO, really it looks like ensuring that you're catering to your audience. In fact, actually almost ignoring the AI and GEO element. You cater to your audience, you create human-friendly content, you make sure it's useful, and all of the bots will start adapting to that. In fact, in the last 2 to 3 years, all of Google's bots have become more sentient and are now following the humans. Whereas in the world of SEO, for the last decade and a half, the SEO world has been trying to follow Google. It's now gone the other way around. So just cater to the humans and everything else will fall into place. So biggest metric to see if your local visibility is working right now is share of voice. Had you asked me that about 18 months or 2 years ago, I would have said your clicks on your Google business profile. But right now is your share of voice. It's almost kind of replacing the visibility metrics, views, impressions, and I typically would call those vanity metrics. But really they're painting a picture of where your source is coming from, where customers are leading to those clicks and to those transactions. So the share of voice is enormous. If people are not talking about you, they've not heard about you, others are not going to hear about you, and it's not going to lead to a transaction.